You've received a notification. Sometimes annoying, sometimes life-saving, but every time, instant. But how did we get here? How did we go from zero to billions of push notifications every day? It started in 1999 when Blackberry introduced, wait, we need to go back, way back. Have you ever seen a pager in real life? This tiny device was one of the first systems to deliver messages straight to your pocket. And the way it worked was beautifully simple. A sender calls a paging service with your number and a short message. The paging network converts it into a radio signal. And here's what's wild. Every tower in the city broadcasts every message to everyone. Your pager hears all of them. Thousands of messages flying through the air every second. But it only wakes up when it recognizes its own code. It's like being in a crowded room where everyone is shouting, and your pager only hears its own name. That's push, in 1949. It was simple, but the core idea was already there. Information reaches you. A few decades later, on the internet, push became the hottest word in tech. A company called Pointcast built a screensaver that streamed live news and stock quotes straight to the desktop. No clicking, no refreshing. Information just arrived. The idea was so big that Wired magazine put push on their March 1997 cover and declared the web browser dead. That's how seriously people took this. Push wasn't a feature. It was supposed to be the future of the internet. And the irony? It wasn't even real push. It was polling. The client was quietly asking the server over and over on a schedule, just dressed up in better marketing. The company didn't survive, but the vision was right. What if information could find you instead of you finding it? In 1999, a Canadian company called Research in Motion launched the Blackberry 850. It's not a phone, it's a two-way pager with a tiny keyboard. It became an instant hit across Wall Street, law firms, and corporate boardrooms. That year, Research in Motion's revenue jumped by 80%. But why? Blackberry Enterprise Server sat next to your company's Exchange server and watched your mailbox in real time. The instant a new email arrived, BES detected it, compressed it, encrypted it, and pushed it to your device. That's not a pager anymore. That's a reactive system. Then the iPhone arrived, and Apple launched the App Store. Suddenly, everyone was building apps. But those apps had no way to notify the user unless they opened them first. Apple needed a pipe. In June 2009, with iOS 3, they introduced Apple Push Notification Service, APNS. Every iPhone maintains a single persistent connection to Apple's servers. When any app's server has something to say, it tells Apple, and Apple funnels it down that single pipe to your phone. At launch, it was bare bones, a short text, a badge number, a sound. Notifications showed up as pop-ups that interrupted whatever you were doing, view or close, nothing else. The entire payload was capped at 256 bytes, barely a sentence. But none of that mattered. For the first time, any app on your phone could tap you on the shoulder. A year later, Google responded with a different philosophy. Their system, Cloud-to-Device Messaging, C2DM, isn't really about showing you a message. It's a tickle, a lightweight nudge that wakes your app up. Your app then decides what to do: fetch new data, post a notification, or do nothing at all. Send to sync, not send to display. Google treated push as a data trigger, not a user-facing alert. And on the design side, Android was already ahead. From day one in 2008, Android had the pull-down notification shade, a clean, scrollable list you could check on your own terms. iOS users remained stuck with blocking pop-ups until Notification Center arrived in 2011. Now, both platforms had the pipes, and over the next few years, those pipes got wider. Android adds expandable notifications and action buttons. Suddenly, you could archive an email or preview a photo without opening the app. iOS fires back by adding Quick Reply, allowing users to actually type their responses straight from the lock screen. Android raises the stakes with Direct Reply, turning that text box into a mini chat window with history and bundled threads. The notification wasn't just an alert anymore. It was becoming an interface. And push wasn't just for apps. Chrome launched Web Push, bringing notifications to the browser too. Google replaced C2DM with GCM, then replaced that with Firebase Cloud Messaging, one SDK for Android, iOS, and web. Apple and Google had laid the groundwork. Now any app on your phone could reach you with rich, interactive notifications. But some of the most important pushes are the ones you never see. Silent pushes. Ever noticed how your messaging app already has your latest conversations loaded the moment you open it? You didn't refresh. A silent push woke the app minutes ago, told it to fetch new messages, and went back to sleep. Then there's something even more unusual. On iOS, an app can intercept and rewrite a notification before you ever see it. They're called notification service extensions. When a push arrives, iOS gives your app a few seconds to modify it. Download an image, decrypt a message, change the text entirely. This is how end-to-end encrypted messengers show you message previews. And in 2022, push evolved into something it had never been before. Every notification up to this point shared one trait. They were moments, a single event delivered once. Live activities broke that pattern. They're persistent. They sit on your lock screen and update in real time. Think about tracking a delivery. Now, the lock screen itself becomes the interface. The map updates. The ETA changes. On newer iPhones, it flows into the dynamic island, a living, breathing piece of information sitting right at the top of your screen. Google followed in 2025 with live updates in Android 16. The same concept, arriving 3 years later. What started as a one-way beep is now a system that can carry rich media, wake your app invisibly, decrypt messages on the fly, and stream live data to your lock screen. That tiny notification buzz? There's over 75 years of engineering behind it.